Okay, we are live. This is YouTube live, actually, and um, I apologize about the thumbnail if you just saw it. It's me and this fish, which I caught when I was like probably 8 or something like that, and it's still in my office wall, believe it or not. So, okay, so anyway, so the purpose of this video is more of a test than anything. It's been a long coaching day here at JTS Advisors, and actually yesterday I coached all day as well, so I'm a little exhausted, but I am excited to get ready to go to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to see the rest of the coaching industry, really. I'm going to be meeting with not only my team, because my team is converging on Washington, D.C., but also the stakeholders in the world of coaching. The International Coach Federation is holding their annual their annual coaching conference. They're calling it this year. They're calling it Converge, and it's going to be in Washington D.C. And I was lucky enough to convince some of my key team members, my associate dean and the director of our core competency training programs, really the training programs that allow our students to get their ICF credential. We are all coming together in Washington, D.C. And one of my purposes for being there is to have a chance to learn from other leaders and other coaches and other training organizations in the coaching industry. And part of what I'm planning on doing is asking them some questions, some very simple questions about coaching, about what it is, about why it's important, about how they do it, what's their approach to coaching, and then finally, what's next? What's the future of coaching? Where are we going? Where is coaching evolving to? And so, I mean, I have my own opinions about these things, but I want to find out what does the rest of the world think, and how are they going to be collaborating with the future that we can build together. So if you see this video, then pop in the comments below just what questions would you want me to ask some of the top coaches in the world, some of the top training organizations, the master coaches of on earth, because a lot of them are going to be at the ICF conference in Washington, D.C. And maybe I'll take one of your questions and actually pose those questions to these leaders, and then I'll be sharing that video or sharing that information with you if you're a subscriber here in YouTube, or if you are a part of my student body or our database of students for our free trainings. Then I'll be sharing this with you. So it's been quite an investment to up our game at Master Coach University to get to the point where we have our approved hours. We have 160 training hours that are approved by ICF, and we hadn't originally done that. We've worked for almost a decade with coaches, training coaches, without having that kind of quote unquote accreditation that ICF provides. So now that we have that, I'm really excited about learning more from them and seeing what we have to share with each other, and seeing what my team thinks about how we're going to integrate the core competencies of coaching in with what we already train, and how other training organizations and other coaches and around the world actually see the different competencies of coaching. If you look at ICF's website, and they talk about these 11 core coaching competencies, the competency of powerful questions and gaining a powerful coaching agreement, and direct communication, and we could go on and on with these different competencies. I don't really have them memorized at this point, but I've been practicing these competencies with my team for the last couple of years. So we can really embody those completely and get better and better at them. I used to think, well, these are basics, and I don't want to get gummed up in the basics, but mastering the basics is a big part of what it creates a foundation for the magic that can happen in a coaching session. With the most magical coaching sessions I had today, or that I've had in the last month, weren't, for the most part, they weren't from me doing some kind of fancy, high-minded, advanced tactic. Sometimes they are, but more often than not, they're from just doing what is simple and powerfully being there as a great coach for my clients. And when there's that level of commitment there, and you're maintaining the basic competencies and delivering on those, then it's tremendous what can come through that, because it's not about you as this amazing coach that creates the magic in a session. It's the co-creation between you as a committed coach doing the basics and really delivering on those with some level of mastery, and your client being committed to what they need and what they want from that session as well. And it's that collaboration that's really where a lot of the magic comes from. So look, I'm going to sign off now. I'm a little bit exhausted from the last couple of days of coaching, and I know I have a big week ahead. And the weekend after the conference, my wife and I are going to have a chance to tour Washington, D.C. She's not from the States, so it's going to be her first chance to see the Capitol and that kind of stuff, so that'll be kind of cool. But I really just wanted to share this with you, partly as a test to see if YouTube Live actually worked for me on this device at least, and do a quick tech test. But second, I also wanted to give you an opportunity to get a heads up that you can collaborate with us on learning from this conference, because number one, I'm going to be sharing a debrief at the end of each day as to what we learned that day, myself and my team. Then second, also, I plan on really grilling these other leaders, like I said at the beginning of this conversation, and asking them some really pointed questions about helping us get some direction and get some inspiration and get some ideas about what does it take to take our coaching to the next level. And again, I'm going to try to keep it simple. Like I said, what is coaching? Why is it important? How to do it? What's next for coaching? But if you have some questions that you want me to ask, put them in the comments, and I'll read these, and I'm going to share them with these leaders Thursday and Friday. So stay tuned for that. And I look forward to seeing you in Washington, D.C. at the ICF International Coach Federation Converge Conference. Take care. Talk to you soon.